you ever get a weird feeling in your belly that something just feels off? Like everyone's clapping for a show, but you're sitting there thinking, wait, is this even real? That's what lots of people are feeling right now after someone from the royal family's inside circle shared a big secret. Maybe the biggest one in royal history. A royal doctor, someone who actually works close with the royal family's health stuff, came forward and said something shocking. They said Meghan Markle never really had either of her babies herself. Nope. This isn't just a silly story from the internet. People inside the palace are quietly talking about it too. They say it's real and serious. Like people who work in the palace are freaking out. This doctor, who they won't name for legal reasons and to stay safe, isn't some random person. They're part of the royal health team. And they're saying those times we saw Meghan holding her belly on TV, posing for baby pictures, all fake. Now think about that. This isn't like a celeb lying about their age or hiding a breakup. This is the royal family. They care a lot about rules and image. So if Meghan and Harry really faked something as big and emotional as a pregnancy, twice, that's a huge deal. And now with the doctor's words coming out, people are starting to see through it. Like the truth is slowly being pulled out thread by thread. And no one's saying anything. Meghan hasn't said, no, that's not true. Harry hasn't jumped on camera to protect her. The same couple who went on every podcast and show before is now super quiet. And that's weird. People are noticing the silence and it's making them wonder, because when people don't speak up about big stuff, others start asking questions. And those questions are getting louder every day. Here's where it gets even stranger. The kids are real, that's clear. But now people are asking, were they born using a surrogate? And if that's true, why lie about it? Lots of celebs use surrogates these days. It's not a bad thing, so it's not how the kids were born, it's why they hid it. Why wear the fake belly, the bump, the photo shoots, all that? Some think maybe it was to make time to move the baby from the birth mom if there was a surrogate. That could make sense, but still, why lie? Why not just say, we're having a baby with help from a surrogate? Some say this wasn't just a private choice. It was all planned. Think about it. Meghan and Harry's whole image after leaving the royals was about being honest, being parents, and going through tough times. Pregnancy was a big part of that image. It made Meghan seem real. It made people feel sorry for her. It helped them get big deals, Netflix, books, speaking events. But if this doctor is telling the truth, then that whole emotional story was just fake. And now we talk about Harry. The insider says Harry knew. He wasn't just fooled. He was in on it. That means this wasn't just about feelings. It was a plan. A husband helping tell a big lie because they both got something from it. Harry standing by Meghan's side during baby interviews. It all looks fake now. And people don't like that. Celebrities lie sometimes. But royalty, or people who say they're royal, are supposed to have some honor. And when that trust is broken, people get really mad. Right now inside the palace, things feel strange. Not crazy, not wild, just really uncomfortable. People are being super careful because now it's not just about Meghan. Everyone's watching Harry. His silence, his face, his choices, they're all being watched closely. They say Harry has changed and not just growing up. Like he's a totally different guy now. The same guy who used to smile during army events, who laughed with kids or joked with his brother, now walks around like he's ready for a fight. He acts different now. Friends say he's off. Some friends haven't talked to him in years. Not because they're far away, but because he pushed them away. He's slowly removed everyone from his old life. Army pals, cousins, childhood buddies, gone. He's cut off so many people and now he only sticks close to Meghan. It's not being close that's scary. It's being alone with just one person. When someone cuts off every connection except for one, people get worried. Especially if that one person seems to be in control of everything. Now some private chats are happening. People wondering if Harry is really okay. And it's not coming from gossip sites. It's coming from palace staff, family members, even people who help with mental health. They're worried. Some say it could be emotional stress or even maybe something else. No one's sure yet, but the fact they're even asking shows how serious it feels. Then there's how Harry acts in public. Has so many mixed messages. One day he talks about healing, then the next day he attacks his family. He says he wants his kids to be private, but signs big deals to share private family stuff. It's all confusing and makes people doubt him, especially now with the pregnancy story looking fake. People don't trust anything he says. And the big scary thought is this: what if Harry can't make good choices anymore? What if it's not love with Meghan? It's him needing her too much? What if it's not teamwork, but something unhealthy? Some older royals are talking about helping him quietly, not taking over, just checking on him to say, "We're still here if you need us." But they have to be super careful. Meghan protects who talks to Harry. Sources say she controls all his calls and messages. She checks everything. She limits who he talks to. One person said she's like a gatekeeper. Not just an idea, but real. That's why no one knows how to talk to Harry anymore. Not in feelings, not in real life. The palace is stuck. They want to help, but they're scared they'll just push him further away. People used to love and respect Harry. Now he's a mystery. And that mystery feels kind of dangerous. The way people feel about them is totally changed. People feel tricked. They believe their story, and now it feels fake. What looked like two people leaving a broken system now seems like a plan full of lies. And it's not just fans. Big companies are worried. Netflix, Spotify, publishers. They didn't just work with Meghan and Harry. They were part of the whole brand. That brand promised honesty, being parents, being real. But now everyone's wondering, was it all fake? They're talking about checking things, pulling back, even ending contracts. Because if people don't trust your story, it loses value. For Meghan, it's even worse. She worked really hard to show she was strong, real, and healing from the past. But if her whole mom story was fake, then that whole image breaks. People who used to support her are now staying quiet. Even online fans aren't posting anymore. No one wants to be the last one defending a lie. And Meghan and Harry's team hasn't said a thing. No press release, no defense, just silence. And that silence says a lot. Because if it wasn't true, they'd say so. If the doctor lied, they'd sue. But they haven't. So now the palace isn't trying to stop drama. They're planning for the future. They're checking what Meghan and Harry still get from the royal family, like money, jobs, honors, and thinking how to take it away. Not because they're mad, but because they have to. Here's the truth. The royal family has survived wars, divorces, and even quitting kings. But this feels different, because this isn't just about public stuff. It feels like betrayal, like they sold a lie as a happy ending. And now it's not just about feelings. It's about the whole system being hurt. People are asking new stuff now. If they lied about the babies, what else was made up? The stories about racism? The way they were treated badly? Even the talks about mental health. Everything is being looked at harder now. Even if some things were true, people aren't sure anymore. Because when one lie breaks, it makes others look like lies too. The saddest part? The kids. Not because of how they were born. Surrogacy is okay. But because they were used in the story, their pictures, their birthdays, all part of the brand. And now that brand is falling apart. What happens to their future if it all started with a fake story? There's no big plan to fix this. No TV tour, no big talk. Just more people realizing Harry and Meghan's new life wasn't real change. It was just a show. And the audience is finally leaving.